I need to fix that. Hello, welcome to this week's episode of the Fantasy Top Deck Building Series. I'm co-host Carpenter of Web3. Alongside me, as always, is HK with special guests, NFT Stats. HK, how are you?
Yeah, doing well, doing well. Yeah, just getting ready for this Laudio launch, right? Yeah, but otherwise, yeah, just been spending some this morning sorting out my fantasy top decks for next week. And yeah, looking forward to today's show. And how's it going, Stats?
It's good, man. How are you? I'm putting a tweet out now, so just
Heck
quote
yeah.
tweeting you
Yeah,
guys
no,
about this.
yeah, no, it's
Heck yeah,
fine.
appreciate it. Yeah, super
There we
excited
go.
to have you on, man. And shout out to Tut for making the connect.
Oh
That's
yeah,
a
dude. That's a
good buddy
bro,
of the
dude. I
G.
love that
Okay. Speaking of like Tut and Laudio, did you see that Laudio has an NFT collection that he's dropping? It's actually live now. Phase 1 is live now, but the Ultra like called it out, really liked it, told everyone to follow Tut. And yeah, it's getting
Nice.
some good traction.
Yeah, I
That's
knew that he
pretty.
had. I knew he had a NFT collection he dropped on Abstract, right?
Yep. Oh yeah, I have the physical. Then I'm doing after this I'm doing a live stream opening. Tut sent me a big physical of it to build um, a frame for because I'm an actual carpenter too. So
Oh yeah, hell yeah. I think he's a professor of something, of
yep,
design
yep.
or architecture.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's
Oh
always
wow.
sending me videos and pictures of him like with his class like framing and stuff. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. No, I met up with him when I was in Canada, and I almost always like the people I meet in this space, but he was particularly interesting and fun guy to hang out with.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's
Nice.
he's one of the coolest. Ever since I met him, he came on one of our shows. Man, feels like ages ago. On Abstract and myself and AI Bro were hosting Founder Mode, and we were talking about his NFT collection. Him and I hit it off, before the show in the green room or whatever, and became real good buddies ever since. So it's awesome. But
Yeah.
uh, heck yeah. So um, HK, what just real quick, like always, do you want to touch on anything in the fantasy market before we dive in with stats?
Yeah, I can quickly go through it. So obviously we had 15 heroes join last week. A few of them did very well. I think 8 out of the 15 came in the top 20, right? So these are actually good heroes. So it's definitely made it a lot more competitive in the top 20 in the leaderboard, right? Obviously, you got Ultra. He's definitely taken off like at the right time. He joined as a hero last week and he just launched Stay Loudia, right? So yeah, he's definitely one that's kind of him. And is it Dip Wheeler? Dip Wheeler got ranked first in his first tournament, so he's another one that's going to be up there, I guess, in the tournaments to come. But yeah, no, it's definitely added I guess a fresh twist because obviously we haven't had new heroes for like 6 or 7 months, right? So it's definitely made it interesting. And then we've also got rid of 15 heroes, right, which weren't scoring any points, and they were just making up the numbers towards the end, right? So yeah, no, I think it's definitely made the sort of tournaments more interesting, and I'm looking forward to season 2 starting. We do have a whitelist spot for one of the projects on Mega ETH for the winner, right? For each winner, the winner of each league gets a whitelist for, I think, I can't remember the project name, but it's one of those NFT projects on Mega ETH. So yeah, it makes there's more up for grabs then. So yeah, next week's going to be pretty interesting.
Absolutely. I think it's Meg. It's really bad at pronouncing it. It's like Megilio or something like that. But yeah, it looks really small collection. Yeah, winner in each league will get a whitelist for it. I think it's gonna do really well. Plus, I'm super bullish on bread, so that I love Mega ETH and the speed of Mega ETH is pretty sweet. But yeah. So stats. As a holder of yours, I like that I put you in my farming decks each week, and yeah. So once you we get you logged in and stuff, we'll kind of crack you some packs and stuff. But before then, what is your experience kind of been like as a hero? You know, this whole over the process of fantasy.
Yeah, I mean, so I remember the very beginning, the very first month or two, a lot of the heroes took it really seriously. Like, and I remember that like everyone just saved their tweets for like the time, and and I remember going back and forth with Cyrus, kind of discussing like the algorithm, trying to figure out like what made people do well, and you made a lot of money as a hero back then. You could make like I think I made like 6 ETH or something, like from the royalties or whatever on your trades. So there was a lot of financial incentive for people to care. I think that financial incentive. I remember that summer I went to Europe with my family and just couldn't post much. Just wasn't, just wasn't posting very much. We were in Amsterdam and Portugal and stuff. And I had like a couple months where I was like, oh geez, my dad. I had a couple months where I was like in the bottom section of it, and then kind of came back. And when I'm at my desk, I always like to try to just save my best tweets for Monday through Thursday. And there's no reason for it because I don't even play. I do have my own cards, but most weeks I don't even read. I don't think I've ever scored anything or made money off fantasy as a participant. But I just always when people have invested in me, I want to do well. I kind of want to. I don't want to let people down who've decided to invest in me, regardless, even if I have no incentive other than just kind of like pride. So I would generally like kind of focus a bit more on Monday through Thursday, but it's hard. I mean, you have to put out a lot of content, and you have to. I have a call. You gotta leave me. Oh, whoops. Sorry, that was my kid.
No. Yeah, I know all about that. That's how
I actually like all three
noises.
But sometimes they come in and they're just like intrigued, and I'm like, you got to leave, you got to shut the door, and they don't leave. That's I can lock this door, but yeah. Yep. Anyways, no, I think yeah, I just kind of like the people who invest in me to do well, but like I said, it's hard. I mean, not to do well in fantasy, you don't just have to post a lot, but you got to have a couple that actually make moves, and for me, a normal tweet's going to get like 5,000, 6,000 views. If I'm just like XYZ punk sells for 50 ETH, whatever, that, that'll get like 5,000 views maybe, but to do well in fantasy, like to be like top 30, I need a couple that get like 50,000 views. So you have to, and that's not easy. It's not easy to have something that makes moves like that. And then to like be top 5, I need something that has like 1 million views, like that's kind of where like you need something that really goes wild to get to like top 5. So 1 million views to something like that's what that takes. So that can be hard. One thing I've been posting a little bit about this thing where like there's stories right now about Elon doing drugs, which was obvious to anybody who's on X. The reason is because I see, for me, the reason I say is because for me, the drug that impacts me the most in my life is coffee. And if I get like caffeinated, I will post a lot more, and I will like get a lot more kind of loose, and and I recently have stopped drinking coffee, so it's going to be a harder run for my family. Not gonna lie, that's the most bearish thing. My decision to not drink coffee for a little while is the most bearish thing that's ever happened to my fantasy holders. So I'm just gonna be. I can still post. I can still kind of, but the stuff where you're just kind of ripping it off and getting a little bit sassy and kind of being like that stuff for me is all on some form of drugs, and that drug is literally just a coffee. Ibra will send me some coffee. I got coffee. I just decided that the volatility I was experiencing in my life from coffee, the ups and the downs of the day, like wasn't as focused on my wife and kids, it's a little more irritable, stuff like that. Like I was like, maybe I'll do without it, but we'll see. So we'll see how it goes. But that's a bit of a rant. I've always, like I said, I always want to do well, but it does take a lot of work. I will say that. Like, it's not, some people are just naturally at their computer. They're probably on drugs, and like be it coffee or something more severe. Who's the guy who had it the most? There was that one dude who like would go crazy. Pancake bro.
Yep.
Like he was so, and I was in his group. He was like, he was just Adderall dependent. It was like fantasy people are literally just betting on if that dude's taking Adderall. Like that is the bet you are making. Because if he was going absolutely crazy. And he would say that. If he wouldn't, I think his brain would go to a bad spot. So he was like, but yeah, that's a bit of a rant. But yeah, no, I mean, like I said, it's hard to be consistent, but especially when you got kids and you got other stuff you're focused on in your life. But yeah, when it hits, and that's fun.
Absolutely, man. You got me dying.
To be honest, I think when you have hit, like you've like hit the top 3.
Yeah, I've had 3 weeks. I think I've had 3 weeks this year over the past 12 months where I was top 3. Yeah.
Yeah, you had one where you're like, yeah. So you've definitely been up there enough for people to definitely consider your card for like a few decks, which is I think the main thing, right? On pancakes, I remember when he was going off at the start, right, and then I think he earned the most sort of from the royalties as well. Him and
Jen.
I think it's Jen, yeah, him, me, and Jen. Them 3, I think, earned the most. And then I remember that one tournament where he just blanked, and everyone was like at him, like, "Where are you?" They're DMing him and everything. He told no one that he's just going, and yeah, those are crazy times.
He was just commenting on everything. Sometimes you just hear people see people say things where you're like, that's not really how a normal person talks. Like normally, like but that's what Adderall can do. And I was in his chat. He was saying like, I gotta take my Adderall. Like that was like I was in the group chat of his holders. Even though I never held his card, but yeah. It is a big, but a lot of people are like guys like Farouk. They're just like naturally going off all the time. It's just but yeah,
definitely. I mean, you see it now, even now, like at the start, I think Farouk was like trying his best and everything, but now he's kind of just settled into he'll post normally, and then the odd week where he's doing like an interview with like Trump and CZ and stuff, he'll hit the top 10.
For sure. Yeah. Research helps, and sometimes we just like as heroes, sometimes like you just have weeks where you're like, I'm just not going to be on Twitter that much this week. I'm going to New York. I personally, July is not going to be a good month for me because my family's going out of town. But and then there are other weeks where I just wake up on a Monday, drink a ton of coffee, go on a couple podcasts, and I'm just like, let's fucking roll. And it depends. Like the stuff for me that's gone viral has not been very predictable. Like, it's been, I remember some posts. I think every now and then I'll post something. I like to poke fun at Trump a little bit. So, but to be honest, stuff poking fun at Trump from within the crypto world doesn't really go that viral. It's not kind of what my audience wants from me. So that stuff doesn't do. But I had one where I was like, he went like after the Trump coin where I called him like the Haku or Satoshi Nakamoto. Something like that. That actually did make some moves, but yeah, it's that stuff does. Yeah, you never know. You never know. I keep seeing other people's stuff poking fun at him go viral. I'm like, why can't mine? But I think it's just because it is not what my audience wants. Like my audience is not what my silo for the X algorithm is about.
Yeah, you're right. I think certain heroes, like for example, Choose Rich, like when the Trump coin launched, he was like scoring so high because his content is just like that, right? This is a scam, this is not a scam, and then you're just taking off every day. I
love Nick. I'm a Nick loyalist. I know he's controversial. I know like every now and then he does something that people say goes too far, but I've spent some time with him in person, and I think those guys are pretty good at what they're trying to do. But
no.
Anyone who's different normally have an appreciation for.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I think Clem's definitely become one of those cars that you have to have now, right? Because even like for example with this Laudio stuff, like he's just taking the opposing opinion on everything, right? And he's getting so many views on saying it's a scam. It's I saw his post on Kaito and how they do marketing deals and stuff. So like he always takes off regardless of what the meta is right now. He'll always have a say in it.
He's hilarious too, dude. That dude's fucking hilarious. He's so funny.
Yeah, he was only in one. I think the first episode, right?
Yeah, he's been on 3 times now, but he's a huge component of the our advocator of the show, and he's a lot of fun. He always like you were saying, everyone's like pushing on the Slaudio stuff, and now like he's making his post and then like putting like a asterisk in the word Laudio, so he's like not looking like a farm, right? Pretty much saying
that was
like,
what I did. That's what I did.
You did that too?
Well, I used to call Pac Moon because I actually made a ton of money off Pac Moon, but like I really did not like Portal. Right, I thought Portal was the dumbest thing ever. I was getting really into it. I was locking people. I was like going the full 9 yards. then with Pac Moon, I just kind of like, I mean, my criteria for posting is twofold. One is what I'm saying true? You know, it's like if there's anything about it that's not true, I will not post it, or I will delete it. And I delete a lot of posts because if I ever find out that something in there is misleading or untrue or unfair to my audience or unfair to whoever I'm talking about, like I think we owe it to whatever we're talking about, whether we like that thing or not, to be honest. So I do delete posts, but that's my number one thing. And my number two thing is there any value at all that I'm providing to my users? And sometimes value can be, I think it's funny. Sometimes value can be, it's like telling them something about me. But I really struggled with like Laudio to come up with those posts. So I would call it Proudio. I was like,
yeah, I saw that.
I called it Proudio. But then the next morning I woke up and I'm like, maybe I can come up with a couple things that are interesting about Laudio, like mildly interesting to my audience. It is the biggest topic, and get that like $9,000 that people in the top 1,000 are going to get. So I did post a couple about it, but I still didn't make the top 1,000. Fuck.
That is wild to me. Like,
yeah,
I thought for sure you were going to make the top 1,000.
One thing I've learned about fantasy and Kaido is that time frame matters a lot. It's like I can post a banger on fantasy, like if it's even just 4 hours ahead of the buzzer, like it won't impact my ranking. Yep. And 4 hours that's the life cycle of a tweet. I mean, not a super viral tweet, but that's the life cycle of like, for me, a 30,000 view tweet. But even so for me, like realizing this about Laudio, like 4 hours ahead of the buzzer, like it just didn't work. But if I just not said Proudio on that previous one, said Laudio about a tweet that I did think added value, that I did think was interesting, I'd have, a few $1,000s more to buy more.
Yeah, posts. To be honest, I saw a lot of other big accounts do the same thing as you, and just having the opposing opinions slightly, but getting that mind sharing for the same time, right? Because they know what they're doing, right? They at the same, they're not advocating for the project, but at the same time they're farming for the mind share.
With Pac Moon, I would call it raccoon. I completely forgot about that. Someone recently reminded me of it. I would call it the raccoon. Yeah, I call it the raccoon. So, and I tweeted about the raccoon a lot. It's an interesting relationship with your followers, right? Because your followers put their trust in you to deliver something mildly interesting. Whatever. They just push a button. They follow thousands of people. But like, I've always taken that relationship seriously. So, so the minute you start kind of sacrificing what you think is something that you would want to see if you were following yourself, like that's where I normally try to draw the line. But posting about how Laudio, like the math behind how much money people who make the top 1,000 are going to make, like that's kind of a valuable post. I would like someone to tell me that myself. So I'm happy I was happy to do that.
I think I saw Whale do that post, right, where he broke it down by a few. This market cap, you're making this much. So that post like crazy, right? Because everyone's like, if it goes to 100 million, we're earning 20 bags, right? That went pretty viral, that one.
Whale has cracked the code, dude. I got to give it to that guy. He has cracked the code on the game we all play. And here we got RCIV. What's up, homie? Saying he was spamming people and didn't get it. And RCIV's got some followers, so damn, it was competitive, yeah.
It was, yeah. I think one of the things you need to understand, so I'm not that big of an account, but I'm in the top 50 because I posted early in the week where there's not much competition. Whereas towards the end, what happened was there's like millions of users just trying to get their post in and, and ultimately fighting for like small percentage, right, at that point. But yeah, towards the end, it got literally like crazy.
Yeah, and again, there's no torque. All the leverage is in those posts. He said short-term irritability went through the roof. No, actually, irritability was higher during coffee. That was the problem. It was the afternoons I'd be irritable when I take it. When I don't take it, I'm pretty smooth sailing. Like on the weekends, I never drink coffee. So I'm not like an addict or anything like that, but I drink it every weekday. And the irritability was much worse when I took it than when I didn't. It's just harder to get pumped, in the morning and stuff. What's up, Squirrely?
Yeah, that's I'm a big caffeine guy, and it's crazy that you say that because my wife has talked to me about it. She's like, maybe you should slow down on it for like again the irritability. Not that like it's horrible, but the fact that it can like I'm more irritable when I drink a lot of coffee. Like I always have like Coke, like generally go to like 0 sugar Coke. I might like as much as I drink it on stream, you'd think it's like a sponsored drink, but like it's nonstop.
I got really into it because back in the day, I did a daily show for Proof. And I'd be like, what's up, everyone? You know, I was kind of all over the place, and I drank coffee every day for that. And I think that was when I became like a daily person for it. Like I'd wake up at 4 in the morning and it was just like all on, you know, but no, it makes you more irritable, with the kids. For me, I got really into chess, and I would like start and I'd just get caffeinated and like start focusing on chess all day. And then the day would pass. I didn't get anything done. And I'd get like so hooked on chess, I'd like do like puzzles in my car while I'm driving. I'm like, this is not safe. This is like not good. And like chess is hard to learn I'm 43. You know, it's you can get. I think the brain can get better, but like it was just a lot of effort for something stupid. So I gave up chess and I gave up coffee on the same day a week ago. We'll see how long it lasts.
Got a comment in from Turk. Love the stream so far. Stats reminds me of an organizational psychologist, Adam Grant. You've heard of him?
Thank you, Turk. I appreciate that. I don't know Adam Grant, but I'll check him out. I'm not organized myself, so.
Nice. What I'll do is I'll probably. Did you get a chance to get your fantasy top account up?
Let's see if we can make it work here. Fuck yeah. I maybe I'll try a different browser. The problem is
let's try that.
The only problem is that my other that browser's not working. Oh, the other browsers are working. Yeah, but now
okay.
Which you can get into fantasy.
The problem, honestly, here's the problem. I don't know my Twitter password, and I gotta log my X onto those other. Let me see if I can figure this out. I got a lot of browsers, boy.
Fine.
I researched the.
Yeah, all right, let's try it here. All right, Punk9059, that's my name. Yeah. Oh shit, no. Oh, sign in. Yeah, because I gotta log in with my X.
Yeah, no, because then you need to be
on your wallet. Oh, the wallet. Yeah, you can use wallet login too, but you don't have wallets on those browsers either, do you?
Yep, that would require him to have had used his private key to then get into his wallet first. I think,
I don't want to fuck.
Blind Squirrel said.
I don't want to fuck with, because I don't like right now. Like when I try to log on to my other accounts, it keeps on these other browsers. It keeps saying, when I try to log in with my other browsers, it keeps saying your X account has suspicious activity, and I don't want to fuck with it because I don't want like any reason for Elon to think I should be like banned or something.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So like when I log in, suspicious. Yeah, probably because your VPN. Because whenever I log in, like on my phone, it'll give me that update, just to make sure that like, is this you? Suspicious activity, is this you? And if it's not, then you like, tells you what to do. And then but I wouldn't. Yeah, if you have any concerns, I wouldn't mess with it.
Yeah, let's see here.
Because they asked.
Let me. I mean, fucking hell. Yeah, I think the VPN. I can undo the VPN, but then I'm gonna get kicked off of. It's so weird that's just not working on my one browser.
Because it's like not even showing the fantasy site at all, right?
No, it says like, it's not working on the site. Yeah, it's just spinning. Fantasy Tap redirected you too many times. Try deleting your cookies.
I remember I had that issue with my Chrome, so I moved to like was it Windows Explorer? What is it called? Microsoft Edge browser. Actually, it worked on there. Then eventually it started working on Chrome again. So
for me the issue is getting into my Twitter account. Because I don't even remember what email it's connected to. Okay, here's a question: how many active humans on crypto Twitter? Of those, how many posts about audio? Here's an interesting fact: if you actually look up the word punk, only 2 people with the word punk in their screen name or their handle were in the top 1,000. So there are a lot of people Yeah, just and the only guy was the Kaido guy, the U guy, and then this woman named Laura Punk. She was just spamming the hell out of it. But like outside of those two people, not a single person with Punk in their screen name was in the top 1,000. So to me, that's Farouk wasn't top 1,000. I think Deez wasn't top 1,000. So there were a lot of people who did not get into this game, who were stingy boomers and decided not to make the free money. But let me see here. Let's see here. Let me try one more thing here. Let's see. What does it say? More.
Yeah, and for the viewers.
Sorry.
Took a drink in that. We were talking pre-show, or like in the green room, and Stats has a good amount of frags built up that we're gonna, as long as we can get his working, we're gonna crack some packs and kind of get him to utilize his, help him utilize his legendary, get him some, do kind of like what we did with Serpentax 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Since Serpent kind of taken a step back for a little bit, and yeah, we'll be doing the same thing with Stats.
Let me. I might fall off the stream here. Let me see it for a second.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll bring you back in. I can't tell if he's frozen or just really still.
Yeah, I think he's off the stream. So yeah.
Perfect. So yeah, it's gonna be sweet. Oh yeah, and HK, I don't know if you can have noticed. What do you think about there he is.
Yeah, what's up?
Got him. Let me take this one down.
Ibra is saying all my epic stats cards going to cook this week.
I don't know, dude. I like guys. I also like. Here's one thing I'll say is that I also like to be realistic about expectations because I don't like the pressure of people like playing me when I suck. I got no reason to think this is going to be a great week for me. I got, especially with my coffee embargo, I got no reason to think I'm going to be like terrible, but I think my natural like paying attention, but not cranking is like 60 to 80. I think like that's just kind of where I naturally flow. If I'm just like doing my normal thing and I'm not going a little crazy, and I'm not looking ahead at my week this week. My kids got out of school. It used to be I sent them on the bus, come back, drink coffee,
same,
crank tweets out, and fucking go. Like now, I got who knows, but I got no reason to think this is gonna be like an exceptional stretch for me. Let's see.
Yeah, and that's why I like the complete transparency, and also like anyone who's watched the show for a while or heard me rant on Fantasy Hour is. I've always been a huge believer of just playing heroes based on their style of tweeting, right? Like I play you in all my farm decks because I know you're consistent, you're gonna post every day. Then it's completely dependent on the algorithm whether those do good or bad. But which none of your tweets do bad, but like whether they go super viral. And the thing is, consistency is key. That's something like there's different strategies, and that's a strategy that HK's really helped me with. And Stats is, or HK's the one who brought me into the Stats holder status because he definitely is a component of your card.
Dude.
Yeah. I've definitely been using Stats as card for a while now. Not all. I think when you go down to like a 1 or 2 star, that you're a must play, right? Even if you can get 500 points as a 2-star, everyone's gonna want to play you. But then obviously when you get to like a 4 or 5 star, that's where you usually range about, right? Then there's other strategies you can play, and I mainly use your card in like a gold league, which is you can in the gold league you have a 25-star cap, so it's easy to fit your card in and score some good points. It's got in the comment, make a post about not drinking coffee. Reckon that will get on you. I actually think something like that goes off sometimes.
Yeah. Do you know what my last one was? It was the one where I talked about the last viral one that went crazy was talking about Facebook. About the job I turned down at Facebook.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
it was the one that went crazy, and that I mean, the thing is, you get botted so aggressively at some point. Like randomly, that post would get like 300,000 views in an hour, And
Oh, wow.
but the things that normally come with that, like more followers, like more interaction, like weren't happening. So like you kind of like when you get to that like crazy bot. Oh, also I linked to a video, and the video got like 3,000 total views, even though my post got 3 million views. So like just there's like a tier where you start getting botted, and that like actually sends your fantasy stuff crazy. But then when I got botted, then like the very last minute, I think fantasy noticed all the bots and somehow and I went from being first by like 10 points to being second. I think Ansem overtook me. So
right, yeah, I remember that. I remember.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that was a random one that I think I had a feeling that would go because that's kind of an interesting story. I included email screenshots and stuff. So I did save that, I think, for a fantasy day. But
yeah.
And I know we kind of talked about it. You brought it up earlier about posting, like if you make a post that goes viral like 4 hours before the tournament. So one thing, I don't know if you know this, but it's something that like Serpentex didn't know, that like anybody who posts, like, so once the tournament starts, kind of the best thing to do is like, or to like best take advantage of the tournament, right, is to post like, what is it, HK, like 5 minutes after the tournament starts. So then your thing has the most amount of time to run. Because even like posting a minute before tournament starts, it won't count. Like about 5 minutes after.
I think that's definitely helpful. I think if you do post quite frequently, though, ultimately it averages out, so it doesn't help as much, right? If you're if you keep posting like like Bandit does and a few other heroes, right? If you're a hero that only posts like twice a week, if you get it in early, it's best off, right? Because you're not going to post throughout the rest of the tournament. That one post will start, it'll get maximize the views it can get in a tournament, and just go well. But if you follow that up with like 10 posts, then ultimately the averaging out does its job, and your score ultimately slightly trends down. But yeah, if you can get it in early, I would say. I think it also helps the holders because they know the heroes posted now, so they can relax.
Yeah, I mean, I think earlier is better. But yeah, I mean, do you think, HK, that like if you post like quote tweets that maybe don't get much action, or like sometimes I'll quote tweet stuff that I know won't get movement, but I just do it because it's something I'm thinking.
That hurts your score, yeah.
That's pretty bad for your score.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Go ahead, HK.
Yeah, what I was going to say, it's interesting because what I realized is if you quote someone and it doesn't do well, then it does hinder your score. But for me, this is just for me personally. I'm a hero of Monad, the Monad testnet version, and when I quote a post, right, the rate at which views come in for that post, for some reason, is a lot quicker. And I'm not sure why that is, because I know other people have said quotes don't get views as well. So yeah, I don't know how it works, to be honest. But I know if you're only going to post once or twice during a tournament, quote your own post, right? Because that way your previous post gets the extra views, and it helps basically the average.
Oh yeah. Here, Frogler saying you can also get on the Mika hate bandwagon. Yeah, I mean, look, part of my disadvantage is I don't do the hate. I like, and that is the stuff that goes viral. It's just, but that's not my personality. That's not my value set. I don't do. That's not how I roll. So like, I don't do that. Like, also, like, there was a while where honestly, like, racist shit was going crazy. I don't like. There were a couple dudes who were posting some of the most like heinous stuff, and the world of interest in that type of stuff is massive on Twitter. And if you can start going viral and like make a George Floyd joke or something ridiculous, like that's the type of shit that can like go crazy in a way that like nothing I can say about a CryptoPunk could ever go crazy. I don't know if that's true anymore. But that was definitely like, I remember that back in the day when people were taking it seriously, and I'm just like, well, you kind of, if you're not willing to hate on people, like to attack people's character, or to say racist stuff, you're kind of giving yourself a bit of a crippled situation. But that's just my personality. So you kind of are a bit stuck with who you are. But I think I might be able to get on my account. Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back.
Let's go.
Yeah, no worries.
Yep. And that's a thing, kind of to touch on that. I feel like the accounts you see that hate on people and like say the racist stuff or do whatever they need to like get views aren't usually doxed accounts. Like thinking like what Stat said, I don't post stuff like that even before I was doxed. But again, like Stat said, against my character, I try to and again, also even more so that like I'm doxxed. So I feel like a lot of those things aren't from doxed accounts.
Yeah, and like one thing I will say is I think these guys were being true to themselves. Like I don't think they were lying about their views. I think these guys
Exactly.
were saying what they believe. Like if you look at those feeds, they've been saying stuff like this for years. But the amount like X, there's just so much interest in that type of content, and that that's just not my game. So,
mine either.
Yeah. And I've also realized you get that with more people like Cook might do something like that, post something like that.
Oh yeah.
Beanie's not one to shy away from like a controversial post. Beanie. There's definitely a few heroes that don't shy away from stuff like that. I've noticed, and it goes viral. Yeah,
and that's just their personalities too. That's just who they are. It's
exactly.
not that they're not that way. That's their belief set. And those are viral belief sets. Those of us are kind of a bit more middle of the road. It's just that you're not going to do as well in fantasy.
Yeah.
All right. I think I'm on.
Oh, nice.
It just said season 1 is over. $3 earned this season. Let's go. All right. So I'm gonna switch accounts here. So give me a second. I'm gonna have to leave the stream for a second. I'll be right back.
Yep, no problem. All right, awesome guys. We're gonna start getting to the meat of the show now. Super excited. We're gonna be cracking a bunch. Get your dopamine ready. We're gonna be cracking, I think, 30 packs, and get him going again. I'm super excited because stats will get. We'll get stats going. He'll crack those 30 packs. Kind of get him rocking and rolling.
All right, so tell me what to do. I'll present this share screen.
Yeah.
Okay, it's easiest with 2 monitors. Sorry, I only got one. I'm hopefully I'm not showing any private shit here, but yeah.
Yep, we got you. I'm gonna turn that off real quick so we see better. I'm gonna fix this. So here, 1 sec. Let me make this bigger.
So now you got proof that I don't actually have much to gain as a card holder. $3 earned this season.
Pretty crazy. Auto up there, 50. Insane.
Because let's see my pack here.
Yeah, because that's as a player, yeah.
I'll register for season main 1. Let's see. I mean,
you want at first we'd want to take you to the shop, I think.
All my cards are the ones that I've had since the beginning, and I sold a bunch. So literally, I'm I'm playing G Money and Zagabond every week.
Yeah, we'll fix that today. You have Zach.eth, which is good, and yourself. So at starting, I would go to shop.
Okay.
So go to the shop over, and then you've got 3,000. So you can check your reward.
So click that reward to claim
1 frag. Let's go. So
should
you want to crack all 30 packs right away?
What's that 0.05 ETH? Is that just the amount of ETH in the wallet?
No, your cards.
Okay.
Probably a card. Wait, what I'll do is I'll quickly go through like what frags are. Do you know what frags are?
No.
Okay, yeah.
Catch them up.
What I'll do is I'll quickly go through what it is. So in each tournament, what happens is we can either win ETH or frags, right? Fragments.
Or both.
So we just have frags, right? You can win both as well, right? So 100 frags essentially means you can open a Jade pack and get 1 card, right? Okay. So you got 3,000 frags, which means you can open 30 packs, which means you get 30 cards. And with Sapphire, it's 500 frags per card, but there's a chance you guarantee a rare card, but there's a chance you also get an epic, right? And then Lavender is 2,500 frags. You guarantee yourself an epic card, but there's a small chance you can also get a legendary, right? One thing to note about Jades, you're most likely to get a common card. However, there's a small chance you can get a rare or even an epic, very small chance, right?
Or legendary.
So I always recommend going for Jades, especially if your inventory is quite small, right? But as you know, as your inventory grows, you might want to start picking up a Sapphire or Lavender. But for now, I think Jades are the best. And when people build their strategy for tournaments, they look at how many frags can I get if I rank in this position in the league, right? So that's how it all works in terms of frags. There's also like a wheel if you scroll down.
Yeah.
It's a frag burning wheel. It's some people it's EV plus, but most people it's EV negative.
That one there. So don't so basically
don't click spin.
Don't click spin basically. So each spin costs 50 frags, and essentially you have a chance to land on a jade pack, sapphire, or even lavender, right? The chances of getting on a lavender are very rare, right?
I've only seen it once.
I've never landed on a sapphire or lavender. I've only ever landed on jade and maybe fan points and stuff like that. But if you're feeling lucky, maybe you go for that wheel. But that's there for the ones that want to gamble just a bit more and see what they get. But ultimately, yeah, you've got different options. So they've definitely made the pack opening sort of experience a lot better than it previously was. So yeah, for now,
we
like
also still have the shiny packs as well that you can buy for straight ETH.
Straight ETH, which is above there, right? But yeah, like I said, I'd recommend going for jades. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd get 30 gigs.
Should we do it? And can frags be monetized at all, or is it just like cards are bust?
Cards, and then so they can't be monetized in the sense of you open the cards. And so what I do with my frags, and what a lot of people do, is they open. So each week, like this week, I got 1,400 frags in the tournament. I turned those into 14 cards. I sold the ones I didn't want and rotated for ETH, and then rotated that ETH into other cards that I wanted.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right, so we'll open one. Let's see.
So do you want to? You can open multiple at all at once too if you want.
All right, so I just got one. So now.
Yep, it'll wait 22 seconds and we'll let you know.
Why does it wait?
Just for the blockchain and stuff to catch up.
Okay.
I'd almost say like just open all of them, right?
Yeah, just like so when you click, you could still do it. You can hit open and then slide the slider over.
Right at the end.
There we go. Hit confirm.
Confirm. That will do all of them at once, basically.
Yep. And so now you'll open this, and then you'll get your. Yep, you click open pack.
I know it's.
Sorry, my bad.
Think of it.
Oh, wait a second here. Sorry.
I have to zoom out, I think.
Yeah. All right. So
one reward claim.
So that's my one. So let's get that right.
Yep. Claim. And they kind of made it like the Pokemon. I don't know if you or your kids play that Pokemon. What's it called?
We don't.
TCG game.
We don't. No. I've like never been in this like collectible world, to be honest. I was at sports and stuff. Never knew the Pokemon world. All right, let's see it here.
Come on. Start off.
Let's go, BB.
Moment
and then you just click the top of the pack.
Pick the top of the pack, yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, start with the gen.
If only it were a year ago. If only it were a year ago.
Yeah.
So now what? Continue?
You hit okay, go to profile.
I'll take it, Jen.
There you go.
So what's the story on Jen? How's she been doing?
She's not doing so well lately. She's kind of took a mental break for a while. She is making video content again, doing it on YouTube, sharing it on YouTube or X. I think she will kind of here in maybe like a couple months do a little better if she can make it through the next season of because each season there's 5 heroes that get put out based on the
so she's
5.
on the bubble for that.
Yeah.
All right.
She did. She came on the show a few weeks ago, actually, to like start playing fantasy again. But I think she says she's kind of rediscovering what her content and all that stuff. So, yeah.
I mean, she. I think people also like resent the people who were really good in the beginning and have kind of like fallen off a little bit. Like War Daddy, obviously, Exhibit A.
Yeah.
All right. So now, how do I open the reward?
Reward. Yep. And then claim. And this one this one was the.
This is the money pack. All right. Let's see.
This is the big one. 29.
All right.
Let's see.
I gotta have this music now.
Come on.
Okay. Clear fill.
Then I'll hook you up.
That's not bad.
More Santiago.
Tiger, not bad.
Start, yeah.
Come on, move it.
Well,
Mixie,
Mixie
that's a
out.
good one.
Good.
Mixie's good.
Is he good?
Man,
He's all like ones and twos now.
Oh
yeah.
my god, Allah.
Oh my gosh.
This is not starting off now.
Oh no.
Come on.
All right.
Shoku. They were doing better.
Let's see here.
Oh my Lanta. Beanie, that's good. Beanie's good.
Oh, we need an 8-star. Come on.
Oh,
wait.
you have a rare that popped up.
Rare
Travis.
The Travis Bickle rare?
Yep.
All right, I think that's it.
That's it, yeah.
Click it. Did it glitch?
Bugging on me here.
Refresh the page, man.
It's bugging on me a little bit.
Oh no.
Yeah, it might have to refresh, I think.
All right, it was bugging on me, but was that a pretty terrible?
That was horrible.
I think there's still a few cards left to be revealed, I think, but you might need to go on and see activity to see the rest of them.
Yep.
Okay, let's see here. Let's see what the shop says.
You did get Travis rare,
which is
I think.
good. Also, you unshared your screen as well.
That's because I had to shut the screen down because it was
yeah.
closed.
Oh yeah, you're good.
Let me see here. Where do you go to see your cards? Let's see stats. All right, inventory. Okay, so I got I mean nothing. Everything's 1 and 2s.
Yeah, and so like now you have the option to sell all those for ETH, or you can just burn them for. So now the burning, before you used to burn 2 cards and you'd get one random card, but now with commons, every common card you burn gets 50 frags. You can, and the more you burn together, you get bonus frags. And so you can burn a bunch of those 1 and 2s, get more frags, and be able to rip more packs, or sell them. For ETH and then buy the cards you want.
Okay, so so I got here. Okay, I'll share my screen again, and you guys can tell me the strategy here.
Sounds good.
Let's see here. All right. Yeah. So
Shoku is the best one you got, I think.
He's a 7. The Zach already had Beanie. Beanie's not bad, right?
Yeah, he's all right.
Beanie, I think Beanie.
Even the Shoku's not expensive. It's like point.
Yeah, because what's happened is Shoku's gone on private, so his price goes down because in private you're capped to how many you can score. But yeah, it was unlucky. The Mixie's probably the best card, even though he's a 1-star, because he's so useful. Card to have.
He goes 1 week on, 1 week off.
Yeah, exactly right.
Okay. So I'll play him this week. But
absolutely.
so all these guys that are 0.004 top bid, that's basically stuff I should burn, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Burn, or you can sell for ETH and that way, but yeah, I mean it's up to I'd sell a few just because considering you need to get the ETH to then buy the cards that you would need, right? So ideally, what I'd say is maybe just accept bids on the bottom ones.
Well,
right?
There won't be bids on a lot of them, because you just packed it. Remember?
That's true as well. Yeah, that's true.
What do you
That's
mean?
how I was thinking, kind of burn, because so how it works, stats is, once you pack a card, you won't be able to accept a bid and like any past bids until you're only able to accept bids of bids that were made after the card was minted. If that makes sense.
Oh, I see. Got it. So got to wait for people to start trying to buy Santiago.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this has not been a very good card, has it? Yeah, I saw him buy this. So
yeah.
All right. Well, you win some, you lose some, boys. That's part of the game. That's part of the game. A little bit less viral than had I pulled a Greg, but take the forget, right?
Yeah. So do you want to go burn the cards then, I guess?
And then pack some more, or open some more packs, or
wait, say that again.
So you can burn those cards for frags and then open more packs if you want. It's up to you if that's what you wanted to do.
I'll take it. I didn't even know I had these frags, so this is all just gravy for me.
Heck yeah.
All right. So tell me what to do here. So what's the next step here?
So you'll go back, click off to the side over here to get away from him.
Alright.
Go to your profile. So click at the bottom, and then you'll go to click burn,
Okay.
Top row.
and then you'll start. Just click start at the very top. Yeah, and click in. Yeah, so definitely them.
Keep kind of start from the top patch
Yeah.
key.
Patch key burn, Adam burn,
Adam, Tiger,
Tiger,
Chartfu.
Chartfu, Mikado.
Sharpfood doesn't go off.
Mikado.
No, like Chartfu even posted that I'm washed, something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
Mikado. We love you, but you're kindling.
Mikado.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
burned.
Chen,
Jen's.
All right. Sorry, Jen.
I couldn't
John
get the
Wang.
words out of my
John
mouth. Yeah,
Wang.
John Wang for sure. Coach Bruce.
Tom Schmidt, yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
Arif.
Res,
Max.
Max, yes.
They need a refresh.
Psycho can be good, but
I
I'd probably burn him. Maybe keep one.
I'll keep
yeah.
one.
Keep one, yeah. Yeah, get rid of Jason Choi.
Yeah, get rid of Clear Pill. Get rid of Chumbawamba.
Wow.
He haunts my dreams.
That's probably one of the worst. Like, you were so unlucky with that, Jade. Honestly, like,
Yeah.
there's not been many good cards.
Stizzor, Gleb.
Yeah, Gleb, Santiago Bo,
Santiago, Bo. Zaga.
Sisyphus has been pretty bad lately, and G Money.
I'll keep Sisyphus.
G-Money.
I'd get rid
I'd
of
keep the
G-Money.
rest.
Yeah, gone, yeah.
These are the ones
yeah.
I've had. All right.
Yeah.
So burn 25.
Yep.
Yeah,
14. So you're going to get 14 more packs. Let's go.
All right, boys. It was fun while I knew you.
Trey, if you're watching this, we're sorry. Trey's a
right.
watcher of our show.
If any of those heroes are watching this, it's 100% the host's fault. I'm just doing what they're telling me.
Yep. I'll take the blame.
All right. So now we try again. Another tale of sadness here. Shot.
Let's hit it.
Oh, come on.
All right. Let's go. All right. So
That's it.
open Jade.
Yep.
And slide your roller over.
All right. 14.
Come on. Surely
So
not.
you're set to a point where you can do
Spin.
you can actually spin the wheel once.
Okay.
Yep. So you spin that bad boy.
Come on.
Let's go, baby. We need some
Here we
luck. Here.
go. All right.
Oh, stop. Yes. Oh, so you got 50. Let's go.
All right. Got a 50% discount.
Yeah.
Let's go. There's your 14 packs.
So now this is okay. So now I go up to 2 rewards to claim.
Yep.
First, let's see what the wheel got me.
Yeah, let's go.
I just wish the music weren't automatic because that kind of makes it hard to talk to you guys.
Yeah, you can mute the site is generally what I do.
How do you do that?
New music. That's not bad.
Better than what you
farmer.
had before. Okay, that's it, first one.
All right. So how do I mute the site?
Yeah, so you go up and right click the tab you're on
Yeah.
and go down to mute site.
Oh, jeez. Easy. Okay. Sorry, that's just like
Easy
basic
peasy.
computer knowledge.
Yeah.
I didn't know that myself, to be honest.
Yeah.
Come on.
My wife
Come on.
didn't.
14 now.
Let's go.
All right. Let's
Let's
see.
get some W's in the chat for it. I don't think I've ever said it. It didn't mute it. That's weird.
It did mute it. Okay.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah, that's fine.
March.
Okay, that's
Not bad.
Very good. Oh,
Hey,
Leo.
that's a good one.
Okay. Getting better cards this time.
Hey, we're doing better now. Let's go.
We are doing. These are all like 4 to 5s. Yeah. Wow.
Okay, let's go. Yeah.
Adam.
Ooh, let's go. Hey-oh.
Let's get the 7 coming. Oh, it's a 5.
Right.
Mikado's had to wink at us again.
Have it.
Much better, eh? Or what do you
That
think?
one was way better than the last.
A lot better, yeah.
Okay. There's a few more burns in here, though. So I burned Trey, Max, Chief Zynga, Adam, Nader,
Yep.
Mikado.
Yeah, Mikado. Vectorize is all right, I guess. Tank,
Okay.
yeah.
I'd get some. And then also, I would list your while we're back in your profile, I would check and see if there's a bid yet on that Travis Bickle rare that you pulled, and if not, list him.
Okay.
So
Where should I list
go
him?
sell.
Oh, he's been terrible.
There's not a bid yet, so I'd list him.
For what? 0.02?
Yeah, which whatever. Yeah, what is that?
0.0209 is the lowest.
Heck yeah.
Okay, so he's listed.
All right, perfect.
Everyone out there watching, you want a Travis Bickle rare, you got one.
Yep, grab it.
Send me the money. All right. I think I'll stop there. And
let's do it.
We'll
you want us to help you make a deck or two?
For this week?
Yeah.
Sure, let's go. So we do competitions?
Yep.
So should I do bronze?
Bronze. Well, yeah. So
because I have only commons.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I wish you would have pulled. We could have got better pulls. Because we wanted to make use of your legendary.
Oh yeah, that's true. I do have my legendary, but not.
Yeah, which has to play an elite.
It has to play elite, but you can't really win with a bunch of commons, right?
Yeah, so like you just got to become. Let me look at the threshold real quick. So the nice thing is there's a cheat sheet that more people need to utilize, but there's the mulch sheet here. I'll share my screen as well real quick. Let me do this. So we'll keep yours up there as well. So let me stop share, present, share screen, mulch sheet, share. Bring this up. Oh, get up there. There we go. So it's the mulch sheet. Oh, dang it. One sec. Perks of doing it live. There, we'll shrink that. Hit save. All right, boom. So it kind of shows you where you're at for in the money. And this is for, so it says main, like tournament 53. They don't call it that, right? They switched to the new tournaments, like season 1 and stuff, but it shows you here for like elite where we want to get, like I aim for like around 1,500 or not 15, 150 frags per deck to 250 frags per deck. So the minimum you would need, we'd say about 3,900 is kind of like the average here, with taking out this outlier from 49. You about a score of 3,900 to get at least 1,500 or 150 frags, which is
so with my legendary,
I do that with commons,
With my legendary, that's doable.
Yep, absolutely.
But let's do bronze though.
Yep, absolutely.
So what do you think of my deck?
That looks really good so far.
So I just got to figure out who's the best 3.
Psycho.
It's got to be Psycho then, right? Because he's the
hands down.
Tengen had a good tournament a few weeks ago, I think, but
Psycho has that viral potential.
He has a viral potential, which is the main.
Mika's hot right now, and Leon's going to go off this week because he's trying to get the loud.
Yeah, exactly.
His video content's nuts.
He's in the top 25, isn't he?
Yep, he's in top 25. But they got to stay in the top 25 to continue to get that.
Exactly, you got to stay in that. I think Leon's going to go off.
Oh yeah, he's going for that number 1 spot.
So here's my legend.
Yes, definitely. And then there's one. Go with that.
Should I do Alcorn Sherpa?
Alcorn Sherpa and Mika.
Should I get rid of the guy who's private?
Yes. Yeah, I'd get rid of him.
He just had a banger last week.
He did well, but then he went to private. Because Hype, I think he's associated with Hyper Unit or something. Hype, and Hype has hit all-time highs, I think, last week. So yeah, he did well, but then he went out in private because he was getting botted. So yeah,
right, so what we can do? Marusha, Beanie. I actually think Leon's a decent play.
So I have an idea. We can go through and sell. This is just brainstorming. You can go through and some of the cards should have bids on them by now. You can sell some of them and then grab like a rare to throw in here for relatively cheap.
I see. Interesting.
But if not, I would go with Beanie, I think. Or you can swap around and bring Leon up here.
Yeah. I want my bronze to do well, though.
Yeah. So I'd say Beanie is who I like better here. What about you, HK?
The 5. All right, sorry. Beanie or Marusha. Marusha's posted she's back from holiday, I think. It's a tough one. Beanie's not been doing well, to be honest. I'd probably say Beanie just with what's been going on. Nah, I go Marisha. God. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's
Marisha.
33 is what it averages, so that can easily get popped up higher than that though.
And I think Zach is the key there, because Zach is in the top 25 and he's been really crushing
Yep.
it lately, right?
I think you can get 150 frags from that easy.
For
Yeah.
sure.
All right, we got 2 decks going. Now I got to work. Because I mean, the real kicker there is how my card does.
Yep.
Because
For sure, yeah.
With legendary, it's 5x or 4x.
2.5.
2.5x.
2.5.
The highest X.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, 2.5x. I mean, so that's most important.
I think if you get 600 points, that's 1,500. You only need like the rest of them to have a decent tournament for them to get into like the top 800.
And Zach
positions.
will. I think Zach will be a 7-star next week.
Yeah, I think he'll get it. I think
He's
it's by
he's streaming again too.
800 plus. I think he can get for sure.
Because when I check on our my abstract stream, I always check to make sure I'm live on there. For like this, and Zach is right below me streaming as well. So he's streaming again, which means he's gonna be posting video content on his X. And he's got a good amount of views. He's got 39 viewers in there live, so he's got the attention again, even on abstract. So that's good.
Who's Zach?
Abstract.
What's up?
He's doing abstract.
Yeah, he's streaming abstract. Yeah.
All right, yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, because he's got his V model. I was talking to him about where he got his V model done. So I'm gonna make one for my daughter.
Oh wow! Just
yeah.
seen. Right, nice. So at least now you've got a few decks.
Now I can play a bit more.
Yeah, what I'd say is basically, just put a decks in elite or bronze every week, and then when you get a reward, just open your packs, and if it's a good card, maybe sell and maybe get a better card, or yeah, or you can just sell and buy a few more commons. But yeah, I definitely think with that one legendary, you can definitely, in an average week, you can still get like 1,000 points. So it sets you up for a solid farm in the elite league. Yeah.
Well, I think what he's saying makes sense. That when I have time to go and like kind of sell a couple and get a rare with that money.
Yeah, and I'll DM you some rares that are super undervalued too.
Okay.
To kind of look at.
Dope. Yeah, well,
For sure, yeah.
And then, because like with you having your legendary, your ideal game plan is kind of like what we did with the other heroes that came on, especially Clemente, is with and Min both right, because like you have the potential of scoring super high as well, so you have like that advantage of your legendary. So just try to pair it with over time, just rolling your frags, selling whatever cards you don't want, and try, if it's not a top end common, try and get like those consistent rares, which I'll send you a list of, which are relatively cheap. Well, they are cheap, especially right now.
Dope. Sounds good.
Heck yeah, awesome.
All right, boys. Yeah. I should probably go parent.
Yep, absolutely, no problem.
As much as I like to kick my kid out when he comes in here, I could probably got a parent on the weekends. So
absolutely, no problem. Thank you so much for coming on, man.
Yeah, all right, thanks for having me along. Thanks for guiding me through the maze.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Enjoy your weekend.
Take care, boys.
Have a good time.
Yep.
Take care.
All right, let's go. Here, let me restop this. Do we want to here, I want to go through just real quick. I mean, are you good with going over some decks real quick?
Yeah, I don't mind. Like I said, oh yeah, nice. You can go. Do you want to start going first, right?
Yeah, I'll just throw a couple decks in real quick, and then we'll let you take over the meat of it, right? I just wanted to get your advice or thought process on this real quick. So I ended up removing it last minute because I wanted to do it live. So I had all my decks made, but then I went against it. So here I was thinking of going Evan and Makesy for my two commons, and then going Clemente, Red, Jez.
Okay.
Well, let me see something. Actually, no, I don't think that's what I had. I kind of want Kaleo.
Well, I'm thinking Bandit is a one that you have to have. I don't know why.
Oh wait, because the loud, he's gonna be popping. Where's Bandit at?
He was there, I think. Did I see him? I might have mistaken that.
Hold on, I might have had him. Hold on, I forgot. It's I have my stuff listed from
All right.
last week. I always do that. I always list stuff. All right, so select all, delist, confirm. I had my cook listed too.
All right. Did you?
Yeah. So
I'm thinking
I went to the wrong thing.
with Bandit, how can you play a 1-1-star, 2 1-stars, then a 5-star? You got 7. Then you've got 16
What is
stars, and
Bandit?
you only have 1 8-star.
Why can't I find it? Oh, let me refresh my page. Do you see Bandit, or am I just blind?
Yeah, I did see him, but I don't know where.
Oh, he's
like,
right there, but it says
honest.
he's listed, but he's not.
I
Let me
think you might have to refresh. Yeah, there we go. He's at the top right.
There he is.
I'm just thinking
Yeah.
with all
he's
the
a 5-star even. Let's go.
But you've got 8 stars.
Ooh.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. I have an
You're
idea.
1-star short.
I'm gonna take him out. What do you think of this?
I'd actually be more
like-
comfortable. I'd actually be more comfortable with Evan Van Ness than Arts.
Me too.
What you could do is maybe if you take Clay or Clem out, whichever one you think, and then take Evan Van Ness out as well, and go. You got a 3-star rare.
I surely do somewhere here.
Bandit just comment deck. Yeah, so you've got Ignace is back on Monday and he's a 3-star. Do you have an Alon by any chance?
Alon, I do not. I had bids on him. I got rid of my Alon a while ago.
Right, yeah. So if Ignace is one that maybe is going to be posting on Monday, he said he's back on Monday posting.
He is back. Okay.
And I'm just thinking, does that let you get a good comment in now? 7. Wow,
Ooh, I want Ram in.
Ram.
But then that leaving my star
again, yeah.
Let me see what I got for 4 stars.
Honestly, I think leaving 1-star short. Leaving 1-star short is probably your best way with Clem, Kaleo, and Bandit. It's not a nice way to do it, but honestly, Clem is one of the best cards to have.
Yeah. Do you like Ignis over stats? I kind of like stats. But
stats did just tell us that he's not really posting. He's not going to be like you don't expect anything from him. So
yeah,
it's a tough one.
I hope his coffee. If he makes his coffee post on Monday, though, I think that could go.
Wow, Ultra's getting crazy engagement right now. I wish this was a tournament. But
I think he's nuts.
We'll
go ahead and go with Ignis for now. Or no, I'm gonna put stats in just for the time being.
Yeah, I'd almost say Ignace and then 7-star Fejar is a lot better than what you've got there.
Yeah, let's do that. I forgot.
Just because
let's go
Ignace has said he's posting. But like I said, ideally, my best recommendation would be playing 22 stars and going Clem, Kaleo, or Bandit and make seat Evan. But like I said, yeah, you're leaving 1-star on the.
Wait, Clem, Kaleo, Bandit, Evan Van Ness.
Correct. That way, you know you're.
I like this better.
Yeah. It's 1-star short, but it's just the fact that Clem's a 7-star. He usually is an 8-star.
He's an 8, and Bandit's usually a 6 or higher.
Exactly right.
Like we get a steal at Bandit at a 5-star this week. I wish I had more of him because he's a 5-star and he's gonna be gunning for. He finished the pre thing at number 3. He's gonna try and stay at that spot, so he's gonna be crushing.
He's dropped down, I think. You've got.
Yeah, but I think at the snapshot he was number 3.
He was, yeah. He's 6 now, and you've got Nyrolf, which is interesting because he's a hero now as well.
What? He's up there?
Yeah, he's 3rd somehow. I don't know how.
Oh, you said that earlier in the show.
Yeah, but it's neck and neck, right? It's like 0.01% on the mindshare. But I think that's probably what you can do best because what it is Ignace doesn't have that ceiling that someone like Clem and Kaleo have. So ultimately in silver this week, you need heroes with a high ceiling. Like I can show you. I don't know if you saw my post yesterday, but actually no, I didn't really post about it. But I did another Greg common, and now I upgraded to a Greg rare now. So I have a Greg rare for the first time. So I'll be using that in silver as well. But there's so many crazy options you can do this week for silver. What I'll do is I'll show you my decks. Are you still there?
Yep.
Yeah. What I'll do is I'll share my screen and show you
Yep.
my.
So I was reading some comments. We had a bunch of comments. On
Can you see?
X. Yes, sir. Yep.
So
make
these
sure
are my
we're looking-
decks. I'll zoom in a bit.
Is that perfect?
Greg Ultra Bandit, Ansem Ultra Bandit, Everman Ness, Alon Ever
When did you, what price did you get all these ultras at, dude?
0.12, 0.13.
You
I,
fart.
I'm up 2x on him, but
Dude,
like I said, I did a bit of research when I bought him because
you got it. I need to
everyone
start picking your brain for the alpha more.
everyone was saying Ultra is only doing good because of Laudio, but I saw in May, and this is the reason I bought him, because I saw in May early May he hit a few posts with 6 figures, and I saw that he only has 22k followers, right? Now, if you're hitting 6-figure posts with 22k followers, you're a good hero, even if you haven't launched Laudio, right? So I bought him for that reason, to be honest. But Laudio obviously has amped that up, right? And now he's like a top 5 hero, but he might have been like a top 20 previously. But yeah, no. As you can see, I've gone Ultra. Then I've got this Jeff Park, Whale, and Clem in this deck. And this is the one that I think might have an outside chance, is what I was telling you. But Nyrolf.
Yeah, he's gonna be gunning. That might be the alpha, bro. Is looking at who's in the top 25, or even better yet, who's in the top 25 that are his heroes, as also just outside the top 25 that are gonna be gunning for that, you know.
For sure, yeah. So, for example, I've gone with Hart is in the top 25. Zach, Nyrolf, Davis as a 3-star is a good card, right? I definitely think he should be considered as a. I feel he was off maybe last week. Shalom's is one that's interesting, right? He smashed last tournament and the one before. If you look at his 24-hour chart, his posts are hitting 6 figures still after the tournament, and I've got 2 rares, and I'm actually going for him, right, and hoping that he hits again with one of his posts. But yeah, no, I'm actually looking forward to next week. You know, new season. There's more for grabs because you've got the whitelist for the Mega ETH NFT project. But yeah, we've also got ETH rewards now going to be in every tournament. So that's a nice change. But yeah, bread guys. I think I have 3 rare bread guys actually. 1, 2. Actually, no, I have 2. Sorry, I have 2 rare bread guys. I packed a Rasma common as well.
Wait, this week in rewards?
No, I got him in a shiny pack, I think. Good move. Shalom's cooking with the top load posts. Do you have any Shaloms?
No, I don't.
I actually think I feel he's latched onto the fact that they go viral and he's gonna keep doing it.
But why do you go private?
Shaloms. No, that's Shoku. This is
Shoku. Okay, yeah.
This is Shaloms. This is the one with the nothing profile that is. Where is it gone? There we go. I have to refresh my screen. Yeah, he's got momentum. Let's see how he does. But like I said, I am putting him in a few decks just in case he pops off again. And like I said, I have my Greg and Ansem decks to like hopefully get me top positions. And these are more riskier decks that I don't mind. Like Hart might do well. So I've also added a card. I still need to do my gold decks. I do have a bunch of like farming cards like Simon and D's and Shapiro.
What do you think of D's?
He's dropped down. I think he's now a bit tier below what he used to be. Like he used to score like 600 to 700 points weekly, but now because of the competition at the top spots, it's kind of shifted everyone a bit down. D's is one that would probably get you like 500 to 600 points, and as a rare, he's a useful card in like gold or even elite sometimes. But yeah, no, he's still a useful card, and for the price, I think he's pretty decent. But yeah, I'm locked in for next week. I'm looking forward to how it goes.
I'm too, because the week 1 with the week 1.
Yeah, one thing to note is Rectober's won a bit of a funny card lately, right?
He's been going like on and off private.
He swept his own card, which is weird because he's on private. But
Maybe that's why he went private, so the price would drop, so he could
yeah,
go
it's so,
private.
so he 3/4 of an hour ago, he swept his own card right on the dip.
He did it on
uh,
purpose.
so
Like
now,
that.
as you can see, he has his own soulbound legendary, and he has 19 of his commons.
He's gonna get a
Now,
bunch of his bears and stuff.
he did DM me about what is fantasy, and I told him about how it works and everything.
Get him on the show.
I might DM him and ask him like, "Are you looking to play? You've got 19 commons. What's your plan, right?"
Yeah,
I
if
do
you
need
can
to.
try and get him on the show.
Let me just see. Is he still private? No, he's
his
actually off
next week.
private. Oh my god! Like what?
See, I told you, bro. I told you. He
But
did
to be honest,
that shit to drop his price.
yeah, but I don't like heroes like that. To be honest, I don't want
I know
to
it's
have.
annoying.
Because what happens is that if he's not doing well in the tournament and goes private all of a sudden, then it caps what his score is going to be. So I prefer having heroes that I know are going to be consistent. Like I said, if he ever dips to like 0.03 and I pack a rare or I
wait, what the hell
rare,
is his common price now?
it's not cheap. I think it's 0.059, but obviously the bids are 0.041.
Still, that's really high. What did he score last tournament?
Oh, he was top 15. He's a good hero if he posts. Like he's a guaranteed top 20, I think, if he's posting. But it's that thing where if he's
there's a lot of good heroes that got brought in. Jesus.
There's a lot of them. But yeah, like I said, that's one thing to know of. Shoku obviously did go private. Let's see how he's scoring whilst on private. 300. So he's not the best. He's not the best, is he? Whereas someone like Bandit, as you can see, his momentum's shooting upwards.
Yeah. And then you can tell when he sleeps. You can tell when Bandit sleeps because it dips
Just see how he does. One thing to note is his. You can tell, yeah. So one thing to note with Blaudio is that Bandit's getting more followers as a result of it, which means
it's gonna have to mess with this thing.
He's gonna have to get more views as he grows as well, right? Like it has to work like that. It can't
Bandit,
just be you
get
more
followers, bro.
So, but
cap it at 25,000.
But yeah, no, definitely. I think Bandit. I think he's probably my solid bet for 5-star next week.
Dude, I think he's hands down the best. If there was a prediction market on it, I'd put on full port that Bandit's gonna be the best 5-star this week.
But yeah, this morning I woke up and I saw I was looking at X and I saw someone pack a epic dip wheeler in a jade pack.
Why can't we get something like that on stream? It's so awesome for freaking stats to pack that
content, right? But yeah, they packed a epic dip wheeler. Like that's just insane, right? It's like a 3 ETH card, 3 to 4 ETH, straight up.
It's 5 bands.
Insane. But yeah, no. I think the tournaments definitely seem a bit better, given that there's not like heroes that we had. The last 15 heroes that we got rid of were pretty bad. Like they weren't posting. It's made reverse a lot more interesting. Like I'm not actively playing reverse at the moment, but it's definitely made it a lot more interesting. As you're not getting guaranteed zeros. Although 1 or 2 decks did get 0 last tournament, but it's not as like how previously where top 200 were 0 scores, right? You want it to be a bit more competitive. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to next week's tournament. And yeah, anything else you want to add?
Yeah. I had a fucking brain fart. Sorry, I just cussed. I'm sorry. I'll edit that out. Oh wait, we're live. So no, I'm pumped for this week as well. I think the Nitro tournament I really like seeing. The one thing I like the most is this is like pretty much the only Nitro tournament. Maybe there'll be one more or whatever. I think there'll be one more before we go to 6-week tournaments. Or is there 0 more?
No, there's no more Nitro
I'm on the
tournaments.
team, I should know.
There's no more Nitro tournaments. They announced that it's going to be a 6-week season.
Yeah, that starts in July, right?
Right, yeah, they did say from season 3, so maybe there is another one.
That's what I was wondering.
But yeah, I'm not 100% sure. So maybe there is another one.
Yeah, and so I think what I like seeing about that Nitro tournament is we've seen a lot of people were worried that with no ETH rewards and with a bunch more, which I'm glad they did 1.5% of the frags instead of 2x like they had thought about originally. But anyways, they put all these frags in the market, which put on supply. The thing is, it's with the new heroes and with everything else, we've seen like a small dip for like some of the whales that wanted to get out, but like that was a decent, like that didn't, it got ate back up. I don't remember who made the post about it. Someone made a post, and I wish I could remember who did it.
But I think that was because I think if they didn't announce the fact that they were going to scrap Nitro Week, I think we would have had a bigger dip, to be honest, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
but because
that's
they
what I
did
mean.
make if they, considering they made that change, I think then everyone was like happy to like buy back in, and knowing the fact that we're guaranteed ETH in every tournament we're playing, which makes it a lot worth it. And to be honest, I didn't think of Nitro tournament being that detrimental to the supply until midway through the tournament. I was thinking like, well, everyone's using their cards, their supply to earn more supply, which means more supply goes back on the market, and no one has ETH rewards to actually buy into that supply, which means it's double trouble, right? Every 50th week of a season. So I do think it was a good change.
It was probably the best change to come out of it. I'm very bullish on the change. I guess the point I was trying to make is with the fact that the change happened, as well as I feel like Nitro Week ended up being perfect with the fact that new heroes came, so people were burning, right, to get new cards, to get new packs and everything. So it did kind of offset that a little bit, right? To where if there wasn't 15 new heroes, we would have seen a bigger sell off, right, from the new supply. So it kind of did fight a little better. But again, we might have one other Nitro Week but for sure. After season 3, there will be no Nitro Weeks. There'll be 6-week seasons, and I'm really looking forward to the 6-week seasons.
Yeah, I think with 6-week seasons, then the only other thing they need to work on is probably just the swaps. But I think that after you learn, obviously, after the first iteration, and I think hopefully that gets more sort of optimized and less manual input as to how that works. But I think we'll be fine. I think going forward, it's just it takes time to get something perfect, and the swaps and stuff. I think once they get into something more consistent, where we kind of players know what's going to happen. I think I think that it'll become a lot more. I think there'll be less back and forth on what's the perfect swap for the hero that's going out. And more sort of everyone looking forward to the new heroes coming on board. And they did say they're not going to just get the top 5 clout ranked top 5 new heroes on clout. They might do it tiered so that you're getting you're not just getting good heroes every time to dilute the supply. To dilute the everyone's inventory basically, right? I'm happy with those changes, and we'll see how it ultimately plans out in the next few weeks. Anything else you want to add?
No, I think that's really good. We had pardon me, hold on one sec. I feel like it was a really good episode. That drink did not help my voice. I feel like we had a good episode. Also, next week, I know we originally announced we were going to do 2 weeks on, 1 week off, but with the heroes being we're getting a lot of hero interest, we'll still probably do off weeks. Might just be a little sporadic, especially we're gonna end up going 3 weeks this time. So we had stats on. Next week we have Loki on. We're gonna be doing it on the 8th, which is a Sunday instead of Saturday next week. Same time, or no, we'll be doing 11 a.m. Next week for Loki, but it'll be on Sunday instead of Saturday. Again, we'll make announcements on Monday about it. So, and then the week after we have Star Platinum on. So back-to-back weeks of new heroes.
So 2 new heroes joining us back-to-back weeks. That's going to be good. I think those episodes are going to be quite good. We'll see how it goes.
Absolutely. But I'm excited for them. I am going to, now that I'm back from Texas this week and finally got everything planned out for the week, I will finally start getting shorts out again. I am anyone watching, that has experience video editing, reach out to me. I am looking for someone in the community to kind of help.
I would DM Jack within the community.
Is he playing? Actually, he's like, oh yeah, Jack.
Yeah, Jack Monad
Duh!
Hero. Yeah,
I forgot about him. I am gonna DM him.
He's working with Pump Fun to do clips for them. He did it last week, and he's crushing it as a hero on Monad.
Perfect. I'm gonna reach out to him because I had reached out to the guy that I had reached out to the guy who does like modern market and stuff. But talking to 7 to 10 and stuff, he wants to find someone. I want you to find someone like this within the community. So yeah, Jack, that's a good shout. I'm gonna reach out to him.
Yeah, definitely. He's very good at editing and stuff. But yeah, no, definitely. That's it for today. Yeah.
Absolutely, brother. All right, we will see everyone on the timeline, and make sure to keep out on notice on for HK and watch out for his posts. Just keep up to date with everything fantasy and who's active and not. We'll see you guys next week.
Yep. Thanks for tuning in.